Congratulations, you've lived long enough to see the GameCube 2 get announced. Valve has announced their new Steam machines. Basically, a micro PC meant for living room gaming with their new Steam controller. And obviously, micro PCs are nothing new. Alienware put out a series of them about 10 years ago that were relatively popular, although they were pretty underpowered compared to contemporary PCs. But people have been making smaller PCs with more mobile chipsets that run relatively well. So usually these small PCs aren't usually game changers, and they don't get a lot of big press in the media when they're announced. You know, how many of you people remember those Alienware micro PCs from back in the day? I bet it's not very many people. What makes this different is this is a potential contender in the console market. One, because of the people backing it, and the robustness of the product itself. Now, I'm not going to get bogged down into all the specifications and all the different details regarding the console. If you want details regarding that, watch the original announcement video or watch the Linus Tech Tips video breaking it down. I am not a hardware expert. I am making this video purely to speculate on how this box is going to affect the gaming marketplace. The main thing I think that is going to play a big role in how this shapes the gaming landscape is the price that the box is going to cost. I keep calling it the box for some reason. The name is the Steam machine, but I really don't, it's a little too long for me. I like short, like PS3 is short, Xbox is short. Steam machine takes too long to say. So it's just going to be the box from here on out, okay? Or if you're a fan of the pissed off angry gamer, I guess I could call it the Steam shit cube. But anyway, where was I? Oh, the price. Yeah, we don't actually know the price of the console yet. There's been a lot of speculation, and a lot of reputable places have been saying that it is going to cost the price of an entry-level PC. If you know anything about PC gaming or building PCs, that is a wide range. That could theoretically be anywhere from $250 to like $2,000. Like if you're asking an absolute graphics head, they're gonna say that an entry-level PC is over $1,000. But if you ask someone like me, I'm gonna say roughly $5-ish, mostly depending on how you source your parts. But that being said, we do have some indication of the parts being used. There are some proprietary Valve parts and components that are going to be used in this, but people think that it's going to roughly be maybe $900. Some people say maybe $700, and some even maybe claiming that it could be potentially like a $500 price tag, but I'm leaning for a little bit higher in price, I would imagine. And so price really matters in terms of how this sort of plays into the console market. I think a lot of console gamers and the wider gaming public has a range they're willing to spend on consoles. And I kind of have that mapped from anywhere between $400 to maybe $600, $650 for a console. Yes, you do have some of the pro consoles that I think run up to maybe $700, but that's a real niche market of people. Not many people are buying the pro version. And honestly, when you start hitting that $700, I think most common people, your people that are purchasing these for Christmas gifts for their kids, kind of get weary at that price tag. So in my opinion, at the price this is likely going to launch at, it's probably not going to take a huge share of the console market and become a player in the market, just because the PlayStation and the Xbox are going to be undercutting it so much. Now, in terms of PC gaming, I think this is going to be the #1 best-selling entry-level PC in the PC gaming space we've ever seen. I think this is going to be the best seller in terms of pre-built PCs. This is going to blow iBuyPower, Alienware, all these people out of the water. And I think it's going to be pushing a lot of people that are in that in-between space between console and PC gaming that are a little bit weary about, learning about how to put a computer together, parts compatibility and all that kind of stuff. And this is going to give them an awesome entryway into that, and we're going to see a huge influx of PC gamers. And I know I talked about the general console market before, but honestly, I think the general console market is going to end with this generation. I think Steam is actually on the forefront of this new market trend, which is just going to be these hardware companies putting out PC boxes that run everything, because we don't have game exclusivity anymore. Everything is just going to be released for the PC, and you're going to compare how it runs on the PlayStation PC box versus the Steam PC box versus the Xbox PC box. And what's really going to cause this flip, in my opinion, to this new PC set-top box in the living room style of console is I think people are going to start optimizing games for the Steam machine and these set-top boxes, which is going to greatly improve their longevity. You see, what happened to all those old Alienware micro PCs and a lot of the other micro PCs that have issues is they just can't stay relevant component-wise for very long. You know, they can run the current games at 60 FPS, but 3 years down the line, now you're dropping to 30. And there's no way to upgrade those. The one way that consoles get around this is that game developers are optimizing their games for that slightly older hardware. And with the Steam machine being released, I think developers are going to keep that in mind when they're developing games for PC and making some optimizations for it. And I think that when Xbox and Sony and PlayStation see that developers are optimizing for this small PC set-top box type item, that they're going to move into that market too after they see that it is something that has longevity, because that's been the biggest issue with micro PCs in the past, is they just don't last that long. You only get really maybe 3 years of viability, and then you're really tanking in the performance. Versus with this, I think a lot of developers are going to be targeting that compatible with Steam machine tag on the Steam store. To be quite honest with you, I think the most underrated component in this whole equation is that new Steam controller that really allows you to do a lot more with a lot of games that aren't made for a controller. That's really going to push this over the edge and really serve as a great introduction into PC gaming, especially for people that, one, don't want to build, two, don't have the dedicated office space to have a giant gaming PC and monitor setup. But anyway, no matter what the price is, I think this is going to revolutionize gaming in some way and kind of set the tone for living room gaming going forward into the future. I think the price is going to dictate whether or not this is sort of the industry standard and industry leader in terms of console versus PC, and if this really can kind of make a new sort of third market. I also know that Steam and Valve are very smart, and it would probably make a whole lot of sense to kind of maybe take a loss on these consoles just to get more people onto that Steam store and buying games, because they have a catalog of thousands of games from the last like 40 years. So there's just so much on there that they can monetize that I would imagine that they would just absolutely want to take a loss on the consoles and make up a huge killing on the software end. But anyway, let me know what you think of the new Steam machine, Steam box, Steam sheet cube down in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Are you going to buy one? Are you excited for it? Are you already converted to the PC side so it doesn't really interest you? I kind of maybe want to try it just to put Steam in my living room, because there are times where I buy a game for my gaming PC and I would love to go downstairs and play it in my living room or whatnot. And I think there might be some utility for people that already do have PCs. I guess I didn't even really think about it from that perspective, as PC gamers just having another PC in the living room to split their Steam library. Well, maybe this thing is going to be even bigger than I thought. Wow. Anyway, thank you for watching my video. If you liked it, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you didn't like it, this is very important. I don't know why you wouldn't like it unless you're like the one guy on planet Earth that hates Steam because they banned your furry porn kangaroo game. Make sure you leave a hate comment telling me that I'm a big, stupid meanie head and that you don't like me, and then leave a dislike because I need the engagement. And with that, I will see you guys in the next one. Later.